Hi, everyone. So, today I want to talk to you about something that might be causing you a lot of internal discomfort and anxiety without you realizing. In order to kind of illuminate why this is, what's causing this, help you understand it more deeply, and give you a way of dealing with it, right? How do we deal with it? What do we do about it? Because that's what what we really want to know. So, the thing that can cause so much internal discomfort and anxiety is what we call incongruence, which is when there's a disconnect, there's disharmony, there's a misalignment between our internal landscape and our external landscape. So our external world isn't matching our internal world, meaning our external world isn't reflecting our values. It isn't reflecting our beliefs. Our behavior might not be reflecting our values and our beliefs, and it can cause so much emotional discomfort and dysregulation. And it's usually experienced as this like underlying anxiety or feeling off and not really knowing why. And you can be really frustrated and you can be like, well, nothing is wrong. Why do I feel like this? It's due to incongruence, right? It's about taking inventory of our values and our beliefs to see where there's disharmony, to see where there's a misalignment. And what causes this misalignment and what causes this incongruence is that we don't take inventory of our beliefs, right? Is when we don't actually pause and say, is what I'm believing actually what is it supporting me, right? Is it supportive? Our beliefs are more than our thoughts. Our beliefs are the ideas and the thoughts that we have that we agree to. They're the thoughts that we believe are true, that we accept as truth. And the thing about truth is that it's not fixed. And it is fixed. So, what I mean by that is that what's true for me today, based on who I am and the environment I'm in, can be 100% true today. But tomorrow, something could change, something could happen. I could gain new information. I can gain a new insider revelation that makes that truth no longer true permanently, right? So, truth isn't really a permanent thing, it's actually very nuanced. And what happens is, as we move through our life, our beliefs, the things that we believe are true and that we accept are true, need to go through upgrades periodically, right? As we grow, as we navigate new challenges, we need to upgrade these beliefs. It's the upgrading of these beliefs that actually support us in getting through our challenges and support us in getting to the next level that we want to go to. And what happens is we're afraid to release these beliefs because they've kept us safe at one point, right? And by they've kept us safe, I mean that they've given us certainty. They've helped us feel in control. But what happens is when that belief is no longer true, we feel out of control internally. We feel really unsafe and we cling to it. And what we need to do is realize that we have to release it and we have to refine it, we have to replace it, and we have to check in with these beliefs and see where there's been new information, see where they need to be upgraded. It's like a computer. When your computer needs to go through an upgrade, it starts to malfunction, it starts to stick, it starts to be difficult to work with, it might be really slow. It's the same when our psyche, when our minds, the layer of our minds, which I talk about in part 1 of my book, Outrunning Your Emotions, the parts of our mind, our psyche, our unconscious, our subconscious, and our conscious, they each serve different purposes, these layers of mind. And when we need to go through an upgrade, the emotions that can come up can slow us down, can feel really heavy, can feel really challenging. We can be confused about why we're having all this emotional turmoil when things seem to be okay on the surface, and things are okay, right? It's not that things are not okay. It's just that the way we're interacting with the world, the way we're responding to the world, maybe requires an upgrade. The way we used to understand people or the things we used to believe about certain people, well, maybe that needs an upgrade, right? Maybe that's not entirely true anymore. And a lot of times when we are growing in other ways, when we're evolving in other ways, this is the period where it feels this integration period, this gap, this void between what we used to believe, what used to be true, and what needs to change, and what new truths we're being introduced to. It can feel really uncomfortable and cause us a lot of confusion and anxiety, which is why I wanted to just make this video to say that if you're feeling really confused about what you're feeling and not really able to find a definite external cause for it, check in with your beliefs. Take stock of your beliefs, right? What are the things that you are believing is true about a situation? Where are you? What meaning are you giving to things, right? Because our beliefs are also the meanings, the interpretations that causes the feelings that we have, right? Our feelings are just our interpretations of circumstances, right? Which is different than our emotions. So if you're having a lot of this kind of discomfort internally and experiencing this incongruence, it's about checking in and saying, okay, well, maybe what isn't true anymore? Like, really take stock of your present circumstances and see what has changed recently. We don't often, change can sometimes be huge and traumatic and very aggressive, but it can often and more often than not be very subtle. And it can happen in ways that we don't even realize until we're in hindsight going, oh, yeah, I'm not the same way that I used to be. I don't handle that the same way that I used to handle that. That kind of change, which is ongoing, is so subtle. Like if you've ever planted a plant, it's like you put it in the, if you've ever put a seed in water to germinate, it's like all of a sudden there's a little sprout and you're like, wait, when did that happen, right? That's how we experience a lot of change in our lives. And if we don't slow down, pause, reflect, then we miss it. We don't even realize that it's happened until we start to experience that incongruence, that internal disharmony, and we go, wait, something's amiss. What's going on here? Sometimes we're taught, or more often than not, we're taught to look externally. And I'm just making this video today to let you know that reflect internally, turn inward, and see what has changed. Where do you need an upgrade in your beliefs? Where do you need an upgrade in how you're looking at a situation? And always go within, right? The answers are always within. Find some time to be quiet. Find some time where you can reflect in silence and ask yourselves these questions and see what intuitively arises in terms of responses, because we always we always know, right, when we're not resistant to it. But in order to get through these layers of beliefs, we have to be in a really relaxed, regulated state. So whether you do that through meditation or through gentle movement or prayer, whatever, however you get your body to be in that regulated state, get there, spend some time checking in with yourself, slowing down, being still, and asking yourself, just taking stock of where you are compared to where you were a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. And you're going to find that the changes were really subtle and you didn't even realize they happened, or you gained new information and you didn't even realize it conflicted with the way you used to see things. All of this happens when we take time to check in with ourselves and pause. And these emotional storms, these internal disruptions, are notifications for us to do that, are notifications that it's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade the beliefs. It's time to upgrade the computer. It's time to clear out some of the old or add new and review it, right? Take stock, take revision, because once you get that clarity and you become really present, that's when the integration happens, the click happens, the harmony is restored, and you're able to feel comfortable again. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If it was, leave a comment, let me know. And if you would like more, information like this, also let me know. I will be happy to make more videos, go live more often. But I also have a podcast called the Mighty Emotions Podcast, where this is essentially what I'm doing, is giving you this information, helping you make sense of what you're feeling, get clarity, and regain a sense of peace and self-confidence, right? Because not enough people are really teaching this, or they're telling you what to do but not teaching you how. So I hope that this has given you more understanding of how to work with your internal world, how to regain that internal harmony. And I just hope that as you're doing it, you don't expect yourself to be an expert at it. It's all about practice. So remember to please be gentle with yourself. And I will talk to you next time.